Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. I couldn't think of what it was called. Taste challenge. This is a challenge involving two Irish blended whiskeys. One is well known, the other one not so well known, but some people know about it. This is Paddy's, probably one of the top five Irish blended whiskeys. It's got the new label. Now, the older labels has color, like the different regions of Ireland have different colors. And my friend David was telling me, no, that's the new label. I said, no, it's the old label. But named after the salesman. Now, this was started in 1779, but actually it didn't get named till the 1900s after a salesman who got famous going around selling Paddy's. Well, selling Middleton's blended Irish whiskey. And so people would say, I want that Paddy whiskey. And so Middleton's was saying, we'll just name it Paddy's. We'll have a brand called Paddy's named after the salesman. So that's how that, sort of like Carlo Rossi wine. You know, Carlo Rossi wine was developed after a salesman for E&J Gallo, Carlo Rossi. And they had a big campaign and made it look like it was his own product, but it wasn't, you know. But anyway, here's two gingers. Two gingers with the Irish flag there, introduced in 2011 and by a Irish-born bartender in Minnesota. And then he named it, he wanted it to be double distilled instead of triple distilled. This is probably triple distilled Paddy's, but it doesn't say so, but it probably is. Double distilled, he said, to retain more flavor. Okay, maybe to make it cheaper. I don't know, but to retain more flavor and to go with that duo theme, he named it after his mother and his aunt who were redheads, gingers. So it's produced by Kilbeggan. Okay, he didn't have a distillery. He just procured it, like, you know, so many brands like the Proper 12 for the fighter, you know, the sportsman fighter, prize fighter. So there's not that many distilleries in Ireland. There's not that many distilleries in Kentucky. There's not that many distilleries in Canada. There's not that many distilleries in Scotland, but there's a lot of brands. You get it? Okay. Age 4 years though, so it's extra aged, and it was $15.99 at Total Wine and More. Paddy's was $19.99 at wherever I bought it, because it's like the price, it'd be like 50 cents to $1 difference between Rouse's, Total Wine and More, Martin Fine Wine and Spirits, and Star. So you could spend $2 in gas trying to save 50 cents in per bottle. So it doesn't make much sense. So it runs around $19.99. I can check their current price right now at Total Wine. They usually pretty accurate. Their inventory has been kind of low around here. I don't think it's because of supply chain. I think it's because of carnival season. Now that all the parades are getting started this weekend, and then it's going to hype up, get worse and worse, or better and better, depending on your perspective. And people are buying liquor. And then with NFL playoffs and championship and NFL, Super Bowl, the ultimate championship and all of that, then you got more and more and more and more, more and more and more and more and more liquor sales. Louisiana is a drinking state with a football problem. Same price, and it's available right down the road. Well, 25 miles east, but $19.99. Price hadn't changed, and they got the bee sting for $1 more. The bee sting is made with honey. Paddy's bee sting, which I've never had, but my friend David has a bottle. He said, yeah, it's all right. He's not much for flavored things. Usually if he has a woman that's spending time with him and so forth, he'll buy those kind of things because they tend to like it. I mean, you say, well, that's sexist. Well, it's the truth. I had the Taka King Cake vodka, and he said, well, it's okay. And the woman at the time said, "Oh, it's delicious." You know, I'm not much for liqueurs, you know, but they taste fine. I just wouldn't want to drink them, but they're fine. You know, they're really a lot better than I thought. I used to be really antagonistic toward liqueurs, like, oh, only, you know, bad people drink those and people that don't have any taste. And I was wrong 5 times. All right. Who's going to win this? Well, naturally, I should foil cap cover. I should be rooting for Paddy since it's owned by a local liquor company, Sazerac, whose headquarters is 30 miles east of me. Real cork too. Real cork, not rubber, not pressed cork. A real hunk of cork for only $19.99. Like I said, one of the real famous Irish whiskeys. I was talking to a Catholic priest, and he was telling me, I like Paddy's. So what about Bushmills? He said that's Protestant whiskey. He laughed, but he didn't mess with it. But anyway, I like Bushmills. You know, I'm ecumenical. All right, you know, but I like Bushmills. It's a wooden cap too. It's not plastic. Wood. I got about 30% of the bottle left. I've been enjoying it. It's not the greatest thing. Some people say how great it is. It's not great. Paddy's is good and enjoyable, but to say it's great, you know, it's going overboard. It's a nice $19.99 whiskey. Two Gingers is a better than you would expect $15.99 whiskey. A little water in that glass. All right. I got it wrong last time, but I'm not totally shocked because I went up against Drumcastle this morning early at dawn. Showdown at dawn. Let me tell you something. Drumcastle has that little peaty bite to it. Not bite, a peaty like aspect to it, but it's fleeting. It's there and gone. And so does Two Gingers. So when I was going one against the other, I was like saying, well, that has the peatiness, but that has the peatiness, and that has the peatiness, and that has the peatiness, and I got mixed up and confused. But one of them had a little bite to it. I was like, oh, there's a little bite to this one, and this other one is totally smooth. So I said, it's got to be the Two Gingers, that total smoothness. Oh yeah, and then it was the Drumcastle, and I felt played. But anyway, these are both honey, not even honey. They're lighter than that. They're both like just light gold. Yeah. Pale. Do they have coloring added? Doesn't look like it. If they're adding coloring, what are they doing? Putting a drop of caramel in each barrel? Just a drop. See, there's the supervisor. Put one drop. Shake the barrel for 1 minute and leave it. You are not my... All right. I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't remember Paddy's having any sort of peatiness to it, so I think I'll be able to tell them apart. Hector says, what's your opinion? He meant your. What is your opinion about the Fireball lawsuit? I read an article about. I think it's ridiculous, stupid, dumb, and idiotic. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. They're going to say, oh, I was in Georgia and I bought Fireball at a convenience store, and when I got home, it turned out to be malt liquor, a malt beverage with cinnamon flavor. And I thought it was real whiskey, and I got cheated. Well, first of all, why would you even make a lawsuit over that? Just don't buy it again. And secondly, you live in a state like Georgia that doesn't allow liquor sales at a convenience store. So you couldn't have believed. How could you have believed that it was a liquor or a liqueur when that's not allowed to be sold except in a liquor store? So right there is telling me that the lawsuit is fraudulent, that the people know that they weren't damaged. They did it on purpose. They were looking for a case. You know, you got these people that they shop around looking for lawsuits, I'm telling you, against these big companies. Secondly, they did you a favor. You couldn't have gotten Fireball unless you went to the liquor store in Georgia. And sometimes they got counties that don't even sell liquor, like in totally dry counties where you cannot get liquor, only beer or wine. Okay. So, and then not to mention, you could have just looked at the packaging and the label that says flavored malt beverage. It said Fireball, something like Fireball Experience. It didn't say Fireball Whiskey. So it's totally without merit, if that's what you want to know. Now, in Louisiana, that doesn't have those sort of bad regulations. They do sell the little mini Fireballs in every convenience store you would care to look at that sells. I mean, some convenience stores don't sell any alcohol, like Discount Zone, but most do. Okay, so they're gonna, if they sell liquor or beer or wine, because they always sell all three, they're gonna have Fireball, and it's gonna be the big bottles, a liter, or the regular bottle, or a half size, or the, you know, the 200 milliliters or the 50 milliliters. I mean, 100 or the 50, whatever size, and it's always going to be the whiskey here in Louisiana. It's going to always be the whiskey. Okay, so yeah, that's my answer. It's a joke, and it's a bad joke, and it's not funny. Now, don't say you're defending it because Sazerac is your headquarters is close to you. I'm not defending it because of that. I'm defending it because it's so obviously ridiculous. And I can't see how they could even get a settlement from it. I think Sazerac is telling them, kiss off. You're not getting a settlement. I know that's what you're shooting for, get your $100 million without a court case, but you prove it. You know, I could be wrong, but they might say, you prove that we lied, we cheated you. Same thing with that stupid Blue Moon lawsuit. This smells like, it smells like some kind of bread, like white bread. I mean, like Walmart white bread or Aldi white bread. Well, Aldi's a unique flavor, aroma and flavor. I shouldn't say that, but you know, it's just like a store brand white bread, but it's not bad because I buy Aldi bread. It's been coming out to 99 cents after tax. Tastes good. It's heavy. It's big. But anyway, this smells like more or less the same thing, but there might be a peaty quality to it. But I am thinking that there probably isn't. Well, certainly isn't. No, there might be in the nose, but it's questionable. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. And do I have a favorite? I don't have a favorite. My favorite is whatever's cheaper. And in this case, it's 2 gingers, which will save me $3. So I would be leaning towards 2 gingers on that in that respect. But like I say, I don't really actually know. Yeah, I've said this about so many of these Irish whiskeys and some Scotch too. A lot of Scotch would be like this. It tastes like honey topped white bread, like Sara Lee honey topped white bread. It just tastes like white bread crust with honey on it. You say, what about smoke and peat and all kind of intricate characteristics? No, like what I just said, white bread crust with honey on it, and that's it. This contains no white bread and it contains no honey. So the honey's got to be coming from some of the sweetness. Now the white bread you could understand because bread comes from what? Grain, and this comes from grain, but then this is mostly corn, probably 80%. And you can get cornbread mix like Jiffy, but corn muffin mix, but most American bread is coming from wheat. And I bet you neither one of these have a scintilla of wheat in them. But that could be wrong. It could. It's unlikely. Well. Honey topped Ooh. I had to take a second sip of this. Maybe, maybe, maybe there's that scintilla, that ghost of peat. But now, see, this is weird because I'm not really getting the peat like I got the first 6 times. 5 wins, 5 wins, 1 loss. I don't know. They taste the same. They don't really taste the same. But to say that there's a wide gap between the flavors is incorrect. It's a narrow gap. There might be a little bit of difference, but now an important part of this is it worth the $3? Is it worth paying the $3 extra for Paddy's over 2 gingers? Ooh. Okay. No, it's not worth it. Paddy's is fine, and I'm glad I bought it. And people talk about it all the time, and they'll say on the internet, "Oh, that's all I drank, and that's my favorite," and all of this. I'm down with my Paddy's. That's my drink, my Paddy's, which is no problem, especially since I'm not buying it. But I wouldn't pay the $3 extra. No, I would just buy the 2 gingers. So that means the 2 gingers wins. Does it taste better? It doesn't really taste better, but it's $3 cheaper every day of the week. And if you buy it once a month, you're going to save $36 in a year, and you're not going to lose anything. So, yeah, just get the two gingers from Kilbeggan, a distillery I knew nothing about, except the only thing I know about Kilbeggan is they make a lot of Kilbeggan whiskies in this brand, which they don't claim, but they make it for this outfit. And they also, I think, made the Doohans, but that didn't make it. But and they make other stuff. They make other off. If you want to call them, I don't like to use the term off-brand because people are thinking bad quality. It's really it just means a brand that they don't acknowledge. It's like, or they put this other stuff out. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like we said, it's probably a dump brand, which sounds horrible. It is in a way, but what I mean is it's a brand like, say, you got a name brand, Kilbeggan. It's a reputable, well-known brand, or Jameson, or Jack Daniels, or Jim Beam, or something like that. They're aging thousands of barrels every month. Now, they're not aging no 25 barrels. They're aging 2,500 barrels maybe a month. And they testing them after a year, probably more than that, 2 years, 3 years. Now, when they get to a point where they say, this particular barrel in this rick house that has 22,000 barrels, I don't know, something about it didn't come out right. Tastes funny. We could sell it. Maybe they won't notice, but we got a name to protect. Jim Beam, it's a famous name. Whatever you think about it, some people are really anti-Jim Beam and like fanatical about it. But they say, no, we got this little template. And it's got to fit, the profile got to fit the template. If it's anywhere outside the boundaries, we can't sell it. But they're not going to waste it. See, that's the thing. So they say, well, okay. So they're just at a laptop or whatever, key it in, dump. I'm saying that word. And then it goes into Kessler or Jim Beam or Beam's 8-star. Now, people buying Beam's 8-star for $8.99 a bottle, or if they get a handle for $15.99, this huge amount of liquor for a low price, they're not going to sit there and say, there's a slight off floral. It's goldenrod, not rose petals. Yeah, they're not going to do that because they just blend. They're just mixing it at a Mardi Gras parade, like at the Endymion parade. They got all these people coming to their house that's going to drink all their liquor. So they say, oh, here's some thrifty made ginger ale that they bought from Winn-Dixie, and and they know they're going to drink it like crazy. It's not going to be that discernible. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to care. Or if they buy Winn-Dixie blended whiskey. Actually, I don't think they make that. They make only a straight bourbon. There's only a Winn-Dixie straight bourbon, which is kind of interesting on its own merits. But you know what I'm saying? Like these real Grand Legacy American blended whiskey, something like that. Okay, well, no one's going to sit there and connoisseur it, be like a connoisseur about it. So they can dump it. And all of these big liquor companies, I think, have their dump brands. It's not going to say their name on it. It's not going to say Diageo. It's going to say, like something like Scotch Marketing Liquor Company, or Canadian Specialty Liquor Limited. I never heard of that company. Yeah, neither has anyone else, because it's just an alias name that they register with the government and they sell it. And people buy it in bulk, and or it's like a well brand that they got at the bar, and you say, give me a Beam and Coke. Oh, they'll give you a Beam and Coke, all right. It won't be Jim Beam for your age. It'll be Beam's 8-star, but you didn't specify, so you're getting a little 2-year aged. And when you try to go after them, they're going to say, you said Beam and Coke. Now, I gave you a Beam. It said Beam's 8-star. It said right on the label, Beam. And you're going to say, oh, I didn't specify. Yeah, because if you would have specified, you wouldn't have got it for $5.50 on happy hour. You'd have got it for $8.50. So, yeah, and I'm not for wasting, so there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there literally is nothing wrong with that. And I see people on Alcoholics talking about this is rot gut. And I say, that's not rot gut, barcode liquors. It's a bizarre name, but a barcode as their label design. But like, if you look on the company's website, it says, these are made for liquors, for restaurants and bars. Yeah. That's why it's happy hour. That's why it's cheap, because they're using the cheapest stuff possible. They're selling it to you. They're selling you a cocktail for $6. And you say, I got a deal, $6. Yeah, well, it cost them 6.5 cents to make it. Yeah, you got a deal. But I understand you wanted to go to a place where everybody knows your name. And you can hang out and talk, but you're just getting, you say, I want a Bloody Mary. Okay, you're gonna get Crown Rust vodka. I mean, that's what you're gonna get, Crown Rust. It was a cheap vodka when it was introduced in 1934, and it's a cheap vodka now. I didn't say it was bad. I tried it. It tastes fine to me. I didn't see there was a weird piece of charcoal floating in it, but I didn't think it was bad. But you're not gonna get, I don't have to tell you that. You're not gonna get the top grade at happy hour. I mean, only a fool would think that. Oh, well, that just tasted like honey. I mean, it literally tasted like white bread crust with honey on the top. Nothing too fancy, but nothing bad. Don't take it the wrong way. All right, let's go with this last sip. I think I know, but I'm not. I'm a little gun shy after this morning. I'm a little nervous, to tell you the truth. I don't want to be at 5-2. I want to be at 6-1. I wouldn't use this for mouthwash right before you go to work. When you take that big sip, you can see that there's a lot of grain out, a lot of ethanol, and a lot of ethanol in that product. I could either drink it or use it in my car if I got an E85. All right, one of those hybrids. But I used to have a truck, and it said it could run on pure grain alcohol. I never tried it. I never tried doing that. But oh man, this is tough. I didn't think. I thought Paddy's is gonna get killed in the sense that it's not gonna be close. And it's not gonna justify the $3. But I said, whoa, here we go. I got it wrong. All right, so I really hope this is showing the label that says 2 gingers. Oh, what a catastrophe! What a catastrophe! I knew it when I went against my better judgment. When I tasted that grain spirits, I was like, that's Paddy's. Paddy's got that grain alcohol taste, rubbing alcohol taste. But I didn't do it. I said, nah. Well, damnation. I don't know. This whole taste challenge could start deteriorating. It's like these NFL teams. You say, they good, they good. Look at the season. They only lost 4 games. And you say, yeah, but when they get in the playoffs, they're going to get murdered. And they say they get beat 48-3. Well, they young. They young. That team's young. They building. Yeah, but you weren't saying that before the game started. You were talking about how they got this. They got this. And I thought I did have it. But anyway, oh, man, I feel so bad. Well, what can you do? What can you do? Not much, I guess. Too bad. So you might be saying you look kind of down. You feeling down? I am feeling down. But that's all right because I'm gonna go downtown where all the action is. I really am gonna go downtown pretty soon, where all the gunfire is. But well, it's even more justification though, really, when you think about it, because I couldn't tell them apart. I was totally perplexed, but yet there's a $3 difference. So, like Carlo Rossi said, if you can't taste the difference, why are you paying the difference? And I can't argue with that. So I'm not going to pay the difference. Not that I say I'll ever buy either one of these again in my life, because there's so many Irish whiskeys I got to buy, like the Sexton and so many. Oh, so many. But yeah, oh man. Like the Beatles said, I'm down. I'm really down. I'm down, down on the ground. And y'all know I'm down. But that's all right, because no one made me do the taste challenge. I chose this. This, like Hyman Roth said, this is the business we have chosen. He was right. I can't get these labels on correctly. Yeah. All right. So anyway, sorry for the failure. 2 in a row. I feel bad. I think, okay. So Paddy's is never really. I know people. Okay, I know people. Oh, Paddy's. It's so good. It's so good. Oh yeah, I'm not convinced about that. It's kind of nice. But Bushmills, I cannot believe it. There's no way you're going to convince me that Bushmills original base model. I get that. Still aged long. Or the black bush or the red bush is going to lose to 2 gingers. No way. I'll never believe it. I will not believe it. I'm not going to believe it. Even if I get it wrong, I won't believe it. Well, I'll believe it then. But No, I think I'm going to get 3 more victories. So it's going to be 5, 8 and 2. 8 and 2. That's not too bad. 80% correct. Yeah, I can live with that. If it went lower, I'll be destitutely Bonnaroo about that. I'd just be too torn up over it. All right. Well, thanks everybody. So, oh well, now I got a lot of thinking to do. I got a lot of things to work out in my head. Thank you.